Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Tori, Mr. Wisnu, Miss Elvira, Miss Pawantina, Miss Reni, and Mr. Febri. Actually, tonight the moderator will be Mr. Fatur, and Mr. Fatur is already here. Mr. Fatur, I'll give the floor for you, please.
Hello, Mr. Denis. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, it's okay if we start the meeting. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Welcome to the meeting of Speaking Practice Group. My name is Fatur, and I'm the lecturer at Pakuan University, and I will be serving as moderator tonight. First, I want to inform you to all of you about rundown of meeting tonight. From the beginning, of course, we have a presentation from Mr. Denis for about 40 minutes. And we have a Q&A session for about 20 minutes. And that's all. And at 8 past 70 at 25 p.m. After that, we have the first breakout room session for 15 minutes, and you can talk about the topic that is interesting to you. And next, we have to switch the speaking partner in the second breakout room. And that's all, and at 8:55 p.m. And at the end, we have taking picture together and choosing a new moderator and presenter for the next meeting. Okay, as we know, TOEFL and IELTS are very important to us. If we want to apply for a scholarship, especially for those of you who want to study abroad. So what's the difference? Let's listen carefully at the presentation of Mr. Denis. But before that, I want to read his curriculum vitae, his CV. Wait, I can share the PDF. Wait, I haven't downloaded yet. Okay, wait. Okay. Share screen. Yeah. Here's the curriculum vitae of Mr. Denis. Yeah, his full name is Denis Andreas, and he lives at Parung, Bogor, West Java, Indonesia. And you can contact him by, I think this is for WhatsApp, and this is his email. And about academic qualification, he had graduated from Faculty of Agricultural Technology, Department of Agricultural Engineering. I think it's from IPB University. And about a non-degree in Fossil Ridge High School in USA. Wow, in USA, yeah. Okay, and about teaching experiences, now he is a teacher, English teacher of junior and senior high school at PKBM AB Home from 2020 until now. And he's a director of studies and course owner, Leaders English, from 2017 until now. And he also was a English teacher at English First Taman Yasmin. Okay, and okay, for working experiences, other working experiences, he was as a teaching manager in Les Privat Insan Cerdas, yeah, from 2015 until 2017. And he also was as assistant of public relation of Dompet Duafa, yeah, from 2011 until 2012. Okay, I think that's enough, yeah, Mr. Dennis. Yeah, okay, I will stop. Yeah, now, without further ado, please welcome with big applause for Mr. Dennis. Sir, the time is yours.
Thank you, Brother Fatur. It's such a really nice introduction from you. I also would like welcome to some new participants, such as I think Miss Harni, Miss Chichi, never heard Miss Chichi before, Miss Novita, Miss Reni, Miss Pawantina, Mr. Junior, I believe, Mr. Tinoval Pamudia, and Mr. Prayogi Rahmat, also Mr. Nur Hidayat, as well as the other previous members or participants who have already joined the room previously, such as Mr. Torik, my wife, Miss Fira, Mr. Febri, Mr. Irfan Said, long time no see you, sir. And yeah, and Miss Isti as well. Miss Isti already joined twice, same as Mr. Fatur. So tonight, as like what Mr. Fatur previously said, first of all, I also would like to say sorry because I incorrectly call your name, sir. It's without C, but I put it with C. So I really need to deeply apologize with it. So like Mr. Fatur previously said, my full name is Denis Andreas, as you can see in my Zoom, but you can call my name as Mr. Doraemon or Mr. Denis. I'm totally fine if you call me my name like that. Like what Mr. Fatur said, I went to US in 2005. I graduated from IPB, and I've established my Leaders English since April 2017. And I got married. My wife is here, and my son, I believe so. And tonight, I actually want to talk about the difference between TOEFL and IELTS. And I don't really want to make this into just a webinar. So I really need your interaction, because to be honest, it's difficult for me just to speak in front of the camera. So I need some interaction later on. I would like to describe the difference between TOEFL and IELTS. What are they? Are they just new type of food or what? So first, I'd like to start with the TOEFL. So international exam preparations, actually not only just TOEFL or IELTS. There are some other tests such as TOEIC, SAT, GMAT, GRE, and many other exams. IGCSE, A+, O+, many exam preparation. But for today, we're going to focus more with the TOEFL, ITP, IELTS, and IBT. What's the difference between them? So, if anyone can share what the TOEFL PBT or the TOEFL ITP is, oh yes, sure, Mr. Nur Hidayat, no worries. You can probably share what you know. Just want to ask a bit, Mr. Febri. Mr. Febri, have you ever heard about TOEFL PBT or TOEFL ITP probably?
Oh, yes.
What do you know about it?
Actually, I only know about there are three sections: listening, structures, and also I don't know if it can, but in Indonesia we can also use it for applying.
Okay. It seems
scholarship. I mean, for abroad. Yes, institutional. Something like that.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Febri. I don't know, probably it's my internet because I hear some parts are ups and down, but thank you very much for sharing what you know, Mr. February. Really appreciate. And thank you also for Ms. Rennie when she mentioned that ITP consists of 3 parts, paper-based test. Yes. So TOEFL PBT stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language paper-based test. They also call it as ITP. I, to be honest, forgot what ITP stands for, but the scale is around 3. Actually, it's not 216. I revised in the next slides. It's about 300 something until 677. And the institutions only comes from ETS. And how about which country now received the TOEFL PBT or ITP? So if we talk about the PBT or ITP, mostly the countries who don't really speak English as the first language, then they still accept it. But if you want to apply for Australia or European countries or American countries, they accept the IBT, which I will also talk later on, the difference between ITP and IBT. Why? Like what Mr. February actually mentions about the 3 parts, and like what Ms. Rennie also said, we will try to break them down. What are they? So how many types TOEFL actually are? As I just spoiled before, I give you spoiler about that there are paper-based tests, which is consists of range 310, this is the correct one, until 677, and the internet-based test, internet-based test, the IBT test, the score range between 0 until 120. Okay. And then what's the TOEFL ITP or PBT test? Actually, Ms. Rennie previously mentioned about 3 parts. Yes, they are. Yeah, so they have the test related to listening, structure and written expression, also reading. That's why now I want, okay, if you want to know the detail, so the listening comprehensions in TOEFL ITP or paper-based test consists of 50 questions of listening test, 40 questions of structure and written expressions, and 50 questions the rest for the reading one. And the amount of time is about 155 minutes. And I said earlier, the score scale between 310 until 677. Okay, now I need your participation. So I'm gonna play some audio from TOEFL ITP, and I need your response for helping me answering question 1, 2, and 3. And let's listen the audio one time only. And this is the audio. Okay. Just a moment. Let me open the audio really quick. And this is the audio for everyone.
This is recording for complete test 1. If you are having difficulty hearing the audio, make any necessary adjustments in the volume now. Read the directions in your textbook as you listen to the directions on this recording.
I will go directly to the questions to shorten the time.
Therefore, the correct choice is D. Now we will begin part A with the first conversation.
So help me to answer 1, 2, and 3.
Number 1.
Carla said that you're rather rude.
It's unfair of her to say that about me.
What does the man mean? Number 2.
I think this painting is very good.
It's better than the first one, isn't it?
What does the woman say about the painting? Number 3.
Your graduation ceremony is this afternoon.
I can't believe it. I've graduated at last.
What does the man mean?
Okay, those are the examples of questions 1 until question 3. I will count down from 10 seconds. So type down, what do you all think? Thank you, Miss Fira. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you very much for some people who have answered them. So in this first part, we actually tried to focus on the second speaker and try to avoid similar sounds. The first speaker said, you rather rude. Carla said that you rather rude. It's unfair for her to say that about me. So the best answer for number 1 is what Carla said was unjust. How about the second one? If I'm not mistaken, it's talking about it's better than the first one, isn't it? So the best answer for this is A. And I can't believe I graduated at last, something like that. And the best answer for this is Delta. Thank you very much for all participants who've tried this. This is the examples of listening part. And next, I just want to show you the examples of structure and written expressions. In the real test, you actually have 40 questions and you only have 25 minutes to finish those 40 questions. So because I only have 3, I'll give you 2 minutes maximum to answer. 2 minutes are going to be too long. Let's go by 1 minute. I'm going to count down for 60 seconds. Help me to answer as best as you can. Question 1 until 3. 60 seconds to answer 1 until 3. Start from now. 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 4, blah, 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 blah. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the door. So the best answer for number 1, I also just want to give a brief explanation. This is the subject. I only need verb. So the best answer is bravo. While number 2, I don't have subject. It looks like biloxi is the subject, but it's not the complete subject, but I have the verb. So the best answer for this is the city of, because the subject is the city of. And then number 3, many people get wrong for this, but some people also get correct. The subject is a pride, and this is singular. So it's impossible to answer contain. The best answer is the can contain. So the best answer is A. I'm so sorry for the counting numbers that I made for Miss Valentina. Probably I was too loud. Probably later on, I don't really need to count that much. Probably just tell you like 10 seconds before. This is the structure and written expression. The other type of TOEFL paper-based test is choosing the incorrect question, the incorrect answers. So I have these 3 questions, same as before. I'm gonna count down for 1 minute, but for this one, I will not count 60, 59. I also feel tired actually. So I probably would just tell like 30 seconds or 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and then finish. So you may try the written and structure questions. Questions number 15, 17, 19, isn't it? Are they 15? Oh, sorry, 17, 19, 25. Okay, 1 minute to answer these 3 questions. Start from now. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much for all participants who's trying answering the question. Miss Isti, Mr. Febri, Miss Safrila, Miss Elita, Miss Fawantina, Miss, I don't know, JKNMM, space number, blah, 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 Mr. Fatu as well, Miss Rani, and Mr. Toik, and some others. You guys can still try answering this. Just want to give a brief explanation. Number 17. The problem is because the subject is singular, so I need to have a singular verb. And a singular verb is not have, but it's supposed to be has. So number 17, the answer is bravo. Number 19, similar to number 17, the subject is total thickness. This one can be singular, or it also in some dictionary, it's also counted as uncountable. While if it's uncountable, the verb still needs the singular verb. So it is not are, but it's supposed to be is. So the best answer for this is bravo. While questions number 25, it refers to the questions related to the what we call that one? I suddenly forget the word. Pronounce. There you go, the pronounce. So they were actually trying to refer for the capital. Capital is singular. So the subject supposed to be not they, but it should be it. And the verb is not were, but it should be was. So the best answer for this is gonna be Charlie. Okay, this is the TOEFL PBT look like. Yeah, I still have 10 more minutes left. So I know I don't really want to be that fast, but the time's quite fast, so I continue. TOEFL internet-based tests. They actually have difference than TOEFL paper-based tests. Why? Because they have the writing test, or I call it as typing here, because you actually type your answers on the computer or by the computer, and you use the speaking. Why do I have the computer here? Because later on, you're gonna see the difference between TOEFL internet-based tests, and we will talk about IELTS later on. Because in the TOEFL internet-based, you actually gonna record your voice in front of the computer. You are not gonna speak face-to-face with the human. So that's the difference actually between the TOEFL internet-based test and IELTS. Later on, I'm gonna show you. So the internet-based for the TOEFL internet-based, there are 4, as I said. The total questions, you can see the detail. I will share the slides also for you. So basically, TOEFL internet-based test, it's longer than the paper-based test or the ITP one, because as you can see in this case, the reading is about 72 minutes. The listening is about almost an hour. The speaking, it has 17 minutes, and the writing, it's about 50 minutes. Yeah. Tonight, I'm gonna show you the example of listening. Yeah. So unlike the, it's probably similar to the TOEFL paper-based test part B, when you hear longer conversation, and after that, you listen for more than one question. But because of the time, I only show you one question. And you may try to listen again, yeah, same as before. And this is the audio for everyone. Okay, let me play the audio. Okay, and I will close my video and try to answer one question only.
Now, listen to a conversation between a student and an advisor.
Hi, Mr. Sanders. I know I'm a little early for our meeting, but I figured I'd see if you want to get started anyways.
Sure, come on in.
Thanks.
So tell me, what's going on? You want to apply for a job?
Yeah, well, I was thinking that if I don't start working towards paying off my student loans now, I'm going to feel really burdened and strapped for cash after graduation. So I was hoping I would be able to join the work-study program and get a job on campus.
You're a smart student. We can definitely sign you up for the work-study program. No problem. Okay, so let me get the form really quickly here. Right. Okay, so the jobs offered in the work-study program are only part-time. Of course, so you can dedicate enough time to your studies. You can either apply for a job that requires 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week. I suggest you start with a 10-hour a week so you don't overload yourself.
Well, I think I'd rather work 20 hours a week. I mean, I want to make money faster and pay off as much of my loans as quickly as possible.
It's good that you're thinking ahead. But considering you're a freshman with a full class schedule, it wouldn't be wise to increase your workload so much.
I'm a really hard worker, though. I know I could do it. I'm determined.
I'm sure you are. But if your grades slip up, you might not qualify again next year for your current scholarship.
Well, I really wouldn't want that to happen. That would just put me into more debt. Okay, so what exactly do you recommend?
I'm going to give you permission to work 10 hours a week in the work-study program. I'll sign this form, and then you will need to take it to the job center, and they will help you find a job there. Make sure you let them know it's for a work-study position, since we have jobs reserved for those students. Once you find a job and work for a little bit, see how it goes, and then we can discuss giving you more hours.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thanks for your help.
Now, answer the questions. 1. Why does the student want to meet with the advisor?
Okay, you actually have about 30 seconds to answer this question. Just for number 1, 30 questions. 30 seconds. So I got some answers, 7 answers already. Just for number 1. Okay. All right, 30 seconds already. I got, okay, most of answers saying Charlie. Is that correct? So the best answer for this is yes, Charlie. Why? Because in the answer key, it's actually say, yeah, well, I was thinking that if don't start working, if I don't start working, blah, 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 blah. So the best answer is Charlie. Yeah, so therefore the best answer is Charlie. So B looks like a possible correct answer, but that's not the answer. So how about the speaking part? I said earlier, you are going to speak with the computer. How does it look like? So this is the speaking part look like. Let me also just show you directly from the YouTube channel that I actually follow. Thank you for TST Preparation TOEFL. So this is the type of speaking parts that you might have for the TOEFL IBT. Okay, and let me play the audio.
And 45 seconds to speak. Some people prefer to read physical books made from paper, while others prefer to read electronic books on a digital device. Which do you prefer and why? You have 15 seconds to prepare your response. You may begin preparing now.
This one is similar to the IELTS speaking part 2 because it has the preparation time. I'm going to show you also later with the IELTS. But then you're going to speak in front of the computer.
You now have 45 seconds to speak. You may begin speaking now.
So in 45 seconds, you're going to speak and just answer this question. It's not about right or wrong. It's more about how do you can give the response. Yeah. This is the speaking part in IBT. How long do you get the results for the TOEFL? 2 weeks if you take the paper base and 1 week for the internet base. And now the TOEFL paper base or the ITB, they also have the online version, which you can get 1 week after the test, yeah, which is faster now. And then it's expired for 2 years. This is the TOEFL prediction that my institution, Leaders English, has. Do I still have time? 5 more minutes. Okay, let me just do quickly. This is the certificate achievement of the TOEFL ITP. And how much does it cost? Actually, I'm wrong. It's actually 3,350,000. So for the TOEFL IBT is 3,350,000 rupiah. That's what I want to say for the IBT. And for the PBT, it's around, it depends on where do you go. Usually it's around 475 if you go by scooters. Scooters has it. And also, if you go to LBIUI or IPB, it's probably the highest price is going to be about 575,000. So that's about the TOEFL IBT. For the last 5 minutes, let me try to introduce the IELTS look like. So IELTS stands for, so we pronounce it IELTS, not IELTS. So if you pronounce it IELTS, it's still incorrect actually. We pronounce it IELTS. What IELTS stands for? International English Language Testing System. The score scale is between 0 until 9. Unlike the TOEFL, which only belongs to ETS, while IELTS belongs to 3 institutions. So I already tried 3 of them. I already tried the IELTS for 4 times in my life. And mostly European countries accept them. If you go to US, some universities accept, some others not. That's why I also show you the TOEFL IBT, which they also accept. Just for your information, I've never done TOEFL IBT. I did the simulation, but never done the test yet. I'm gonna running to the test soon if I have money. So, and then what's the difference between the IELTS and TOEFL IBT? IELTS has 2 types in terms of the aim, academic and general training. If you want to continue your study, you aim for academic tests. If you aim to get a visa or working abroad, you take the general training. And in terms of how do we do the test, there are 2 types, paper-based, computer-based, and currently they also have the internet one, although it's not generally accepted as far as I know. So computer-based is still the safest. So if you take the internet-based, you can do it from home. But there are some pros and cons. I've never done it, but one of my students did it. So internet paper-based, it's similar to the computer-based. I probably just show you a bit. Yeah. Unlike the TOEFL, in IELTS, you wouldn't hear any questions. And this is the audio of IELTS listening test, questions 1 until 5. I just go directly to the questions since my time is very, very limited. So let me play the audio now.
IELTS 15. Published by Cambridge, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work to part 1.
This is Amber.
Yeah, this one.
Hello, William. This is Amber. You said to phone if I wanted to get more information about the job agency you mentioned. Is now a good time?
Hi, Amber. Yes, fine. So the agency I was talking about is called Bankside. They're based in Docklands. I can tell you the address now, 497 East Side.
OK, thanks. So is there anyone in particular I should speak to there?
The agent I always deal with is called Becky Jameson.
Let me write that down. Becky...
Jameson. Jameson.
Do you have her direct line?
Yes, it's in my contacts somewhere. Right, here we are. 07866 510 333. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. She's always really busy in the morning trying to fill last-minute vacancies. She's really helpful and friendly, so I'm sure it would be worth getting in touch with her for an informal chat.
It's mainly clerical and admin jobs they deal with, isn't it?
That's right. I know you're hoping to find a full-time job in the media eventually, but Becky mostly recruits temporary staff for the finance sector, which will look good on your CV and generally pays better too.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried because I don't have much office experience.
I wouldn't worry. They'll probably start you as a receptionist or something like that. So what's important for that kind of job isn't so much having business skills or knowing lots of different computer systems, it's communication that really matters, so you'd be fine there. And you'll pick up office skills really quickly on the job. It's not that complicated.
Okay, good. So how long do people generally need temporary staff for? It would be great if I could get something lasting at least a month.
That shouldn't be too difficult. But you're more likely to be offered something for a week at first, which might get extended. It's unusual to be sent somewhere for just a day or two.
Right. I've heard the pay isn't too bad. Better than working in a shop or a restaurant.
Oh yes, definitely. The hourly rate is about £10, $11 if you're lucky.
That's pretty good. I was only expecting to get £8 or £9 an hour.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
So unlike the TOEFL, when you hear the questions, IELTS doesn't have any question. So if you follow to the audio, you actually can answer questions 1 till 5. And I got a response from 5 of you. Thank you very much for Miss Isti, Miss Rani, Mr. Fatur, Mr. Febri, and Miss Rani. So number 1, the best answer is actually Jamieson, Jamieson. If you wrong to write one letter, you're going to be wrong. And the answer is afternoon, communication, week, and 10. 11 if you're lucky. The answer is only 10. So that's about the listening. And the last one that I just want to show you really quick, it's how the speaking test look like. Because it's unlike the IBT where you actually speak in front of the computer, IELTS speaking test will be face-to-face with the examiner. So let me just show you directly. This is when I did the mocking test with Mr. Peter. I don't know him, so I pay him professionally. Yeah, and this is the speaking test look like. Compared to if I go by other transportations. Car, and it consists of 10 till 11 people, and it goes from one place to another place. And that's what the public transportation is. We also have the bus, which goes from one place to another place here. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you prefer to use? Well, how would you prefer to travel for long journeys?
So I choose, that's the example. I'm sorry, I cannot show you everything because the time. Yeah, so the difference between computer-based and paper-based, computer-based, you're gonna be provided with the headset. So it's much more convenient for me. And these are actually the details of the IELTS test. And how much does it cost? It's actually 3 million. And last but not least, which I also really need to promote this. If you want to join my class, you can join my class in Leaders English. Beside me, I have 4 other international teachers, Mr. Chris, Miss Erin, Miss Tracy, Mr. Chris McFarlane. Beside IELTS and TOEFL ITP and TOEFL IBT, I have the class for conversation and general English if you want to know from beginning. And also, if you want to register or if you want to know more what Leaders English, my institution is, you can go to our website, leadersenglish.com, and you can get through the registration and everything. We use Indonesian in our website is. So for this batch, we open for TOEFL IBT. I think that's all, Mr. Fatur. I'm sorry that I take 5 minutes more than it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Okay, give a big applause for Mr. Dennis. Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis, for addressing this interesting topic. So we enter the Q&A session. Please, anyone who want to ask, you can raise your hand, please. Or if it's not possible, maybe you can write your question in the chat box.
Probably I spoke too fast. I'm sorry. I actually just did like Eminem did before. So if you want to ask, please ask.
Okay. Maybe Zizo. Hello. Yeah, he's my friend from Uganda, right?
Hi, Brother Junior.
Yeah. You have a question? Okay, we have a question here from Miss Isti. Please open your microphone.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Fatur Rahman and Mr. Dennis. It's interesting information, yeah, for me because the information is so detailed. I think. I want to ask about your course. With by your experience, how many how many stage your student get 7 in their IELTS?
Thank you, Miss Isti.
How many batches? Batch. Thank you, Mr. Dennis.
Can I answer now, Mr. Fatur?
Yeah, please, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, I always said to all my participants, even though I need to promote my course, but I cannot guarantee the score. So I'm not a person who can do snapping a finger and simsalabim, you get 7. So if you ask me how many years Leaders English already established, we actually established since 2017. And if you want to know how many students do we actually get more than 7 or band 7, you actually can check our website here. There is, okay, unfortunately, okay. This is Miss Erin. She lives in Australia right now. So she gets band 7. Up until now, to be honest, I don't really count how many students have they, not me, because they're the one who did the test. So it's not only just me. So if they get band 7, it's not 100% my help, but that's their effort. If study with you, can you guarantee band 7? No, I can't. If people ask me to do that, I don't want to teach because I'm not a magician. Even I cannot make my, I need 3 tests until finally I get band 7. So, but do I have my students who get more than me? I do have. Some of them, Erin get band 7, and then Fika get band 7.5, Sultan get band 7.5. You can also check our Instagram. So because, yes, I want to show like, oh, this is the success of my students, but I don't want to be like Bimble. Okay, this is my success. It's not actually my success. It's their success. I just help them. So what I can guarantee is you get the knowledge, you get the theory, you get the practice. In my class, you cannot just be silent. I know it's gonna be so scared, but you wanna have the speaking test. If you silent, then it's not speaking test, you know. So what I can get, and in my class, ngomong bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa. You already experienced my class, right? I mean, nggak apa-apa ngomong bahasa Indonesia, but because it's for the exam, like IELTS and TOEFL, I would speak English more. But like general English, when people want to know English for the first time, then sometimes I mix with bahasa. Dan nggak apa-apa, bukan berarti ngomong bahasa Inggris tuh lebih keren daripada ngomong bahasa Indonesia. So that's what I want to say. Thank you, Miss Isti.
So it's depend to efforts of the person. Yeah.
Agree. Like this morning, I just finished my regular class and they did the writing test. And I gave them 4 meetings for writing, 4 meetings for speaking. And I always guarantee in Leaders English, you will always meet the native speakers twice in 14 meetings.
Okay, nice. Okay, thank you, Mr. Denis. Okay, it's enough, Miss Isti. Okay, so we have another question from Miss Elvira, please. You raise your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I want to ask about TOEFL IBT because yeah, I never do the TOEFL IBT, but it is far away from IELTS, or we can learn some skill because if I'm not wrong, the skill is almost same, but I think the way I think yeah, the different treatment, such as my friend said the question is come up after the sound, yeah, the video, because in IELTS this is order, the first question and audio, yeah, we can follow, but in TOEFL IBT is long conversation, and after that the question, can you give some suggestion if IELTS is harder, is TOEFL IBT is more easier, or no, or yeah, totally different. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Vira. So to be honest, as I mentioned earlier, I never done the TOEFL test, TOEFL IBT by myself, but I did the simulation. So I used to have the kind of mocking test, like the IELTS. IELTS also had the mocking test. People always say, IELTS is much harder than TOEFL. TOEFL is much easier than IELTS. In my opinion, it depends on how do you actually learn. Just for your information also, the first time I was teaching IELTS, I didn't do the IELTS test yet. So I was like, oh, this is the test look like. I was like, oh, it's fun. For me, it's fun because it's like a new challenge for me. Same as the TOEFL IBT actually. TOEFL IBT, it depends on how you know the context. If you are familiar with the test, so that's why in Leaders English, we actually provide 14 meetings. 4 for speaking, 4 for writing, 3 for speaking, 3 for writing, 3 for listening, 3 for reading. So you get the, and we don't have the mid test for TOEFL IBT. Why? Because if IELTS, people become more familiar, but IBT not all. So we do have the post test, but we don't have the mid test, unlike IELTS. So the post test to measure, and we don't have the pre-test. TOEFL ITP, we have pre-test, we have post-test, because people are familiar choosing one answer from 4. You can tang ting tung and you get the answer, you know. So I wouldn't say IELTS is much difficult or TOEFL is much difficult. It depends on how you prepare for the test. I can say which one is more expensive. TOEFL IBT is more expensive, 3,350,000 rupiah, while IELTS is 3 million. So if you don't prepare, unless if we are sons of Sultan, we can just waste our money.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Denis. So how about the class? Is that online?
It's gonna be online. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a question from chat box from Miss Elita Sari. Okay, we have 5 minutes left, and we have 3 questions again here. Okay, please, Miss Fawantina, that's your turn to ask your question, please.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you for the chance, and thank you, Mr. Denis, for the gorgeous and interesting lesson about IELTS and TOEFL. So, my questions are, so I have 2 questions already, and the first is, how long did you learn or prepare until you finally decide, oh, this is my time to take a real IELTS test like that. Because I've learned IELTS for about 2 until 3 months, and I did my real IELTS test, but it's my real no my overall band is totally different with my prepared score. You know what I mean? And my second question, I'm so curious about your career because I read your CV. Your bachelor degree is about technology, agriculture, and now we can say that you work as a English teacher, as an English teacher. So yeah, how can you do that? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Valentina. That's why people don't really believe me because I don't have the paper which shows that I graduate from the English department. But no worries, that's fine. That's cool if people ask me like that. Because I must say that I graduated from my respected university, IPB University. And to be honest, if you know a movie of Three Idiots, I was like the photographer. I was not into my department. I spent 6 years and I never enjoyed except my first year. Even though I was proud for my university, but you know, people just know what they need after they enter. So then I must say, I think I wrote this in my status in Facebook, if I'm mistaken, and that's also what my wife told me. I consider my bachelor degree was when I was teaching in English first, in EF. I spent 4 years there. So I always try to put myself better. So I actually got, I was working there for 4 years. That's why my nickname was Doraemon. Kind of time management I learned there. To teach different people, I also learned there. I never got any degree of English, but I learned in English first. But then after that, now I already spent 5 years in my own business course. Then I also put myself that, oh, this is my master degree in real life. You know, even though, why don't you apply for scholarship? I did, and I failed. And I will try again. So it's actually fine if you fail, but sometimes I just feel that it doesn't mean that I give up. I and my wife still search for scholarship. So that's why I need the paper where people can see, oh, you're from TESOL. Well, if my skin is white, you know, like my English teachers, they don't really ask, where do you actually come from? You know, but it's the real thing in life. And the first question, when you talk about preparation of IELTS, I myself, when I did the first IELTS, I never learned. So as I told you before, that the first student that I was teaching in IELTS, at that moment, I learned together with him. And at that moment, I never practiced the IELTS yet. Oh, this is the IELTS test look like. And the first test that I got was 6.5. I was a bit not really satisfied because my position at that moment was a teacher in English first. I expected that I got band 7, but I needed 2 tests until finally I got band 7. And the real one, I still got band 5.5 for my reading test, even though my listening get band 8.5 and speaking band 7. So to be honest, I cannot say how long. I had one student who complained about herself. She told me that she had friends. She did the test one time and she got band 7.5, while she learned for about 1 year or 2 years, but she only get band 5.5. And I told her, well, everyone has its own journey. You know, I myself, I've been 9 years. My last time went abroad was 2009, never been anywhere again. I wish I can go there. But yeah, my suggestions, don't give up. I also don't give up until now, even though 2 rejections already. Because my students, one of my students, Dita, she's in England right now. She told me that she got rejected for 9 times. And she got it. Now she goes to England. It's just a matter of time. If I probably don't go this year, who knows that I can go by my own money. I don't know. If I can get scholarship, I can get by my own money. I wish I can get by scholarship, but if I can't, why should I go there with other people money? That's what I want to say. Thank you, Miss Fawantina.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Mr. Dennis, now is 8 past 77,
26 already.
26. Yeah.
We should go to breakout
How should
room.
I do? What should I do?
Yeah, I think we should go to breakout room because people deserve to speak. While for
Okay.
Miss Reni,
Yeah,
oh yeah, we take a
unfortunately.
picture first. For Miss Reni
Yeah.
and Mr. Torik who wants to ask, I can put them in the breakout room together with me. So they can ask
Okay.
in the breakout room.
That's the best solution. Okay. We have another session, breakout room. Please, Mr. Dennis, you
But
can.
before that, let's take a picture, Mr.
Oh
Fatul.
yeah. Okay. Please open your camera. We have taking picture together. Okay. Miss Novita, Miss Valentina, Miss Reni. Okay, it's okay if you're not possible to turn on your camera. Okay, I think it's enough, Mr. Dennis.
Sure.
Okay.
Who's taking the picture anyway? Miss Vira take the pictures, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't touch anything. Okay. So as usual for all participants, just a bit information. If you haven't followed Speaking Practice Group, you can follow in our Instagram speaking.practice.group. You can follow us there, and if you want to join our WhatsApp group, my WhatsApp still turning on now. Later on, there is an information about WhatsApp group if you want to join us. This community is free. My course is paid, yes, but this group is free. So we're gonna put you all into 12. Let's see. Yeah, and I will put Miss Reni and Mr. Torik. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Torik. So Mr. Torik and Miss Reni in room 2 together with me, and yeah. Let me repeat. Let me mention the name. Miss Aisha will be with Miss Elita. Miss Reni will be with Mr. Torik. Mr. Acep will be with Miss Urin. Welcome back, Miss Urin. Very nice to have you. Mr. Junior will be with Mr. Yogi. Miss Elvira will be with Miss Ifa. Mr. A. Kurniawan will be with Miss Pawantina. Miss Isti will be with, Miss Isti will be with Mr. Febri. Miss Jovita will be with Miss Novita. Mr. Fatur Rahman will be with Miss Yegane and Miss Jenny. So, yeah, you will discuss with your partner. You can talk about anything. You can talk about life, talk about scholarship or anything. For the first session, 12 minutes to discuss in this room. Start from now. Okay. It seems that I saw some people left or some people were silent in the room. Yeah, that's the problem. If yeah, it's okay. So we will do the second round of the breakout rooms. Please text me like what Miss Fira did last time, or you actually can click the help button if you don't have any partner with you, or your partner probably has problem with connection or anything else. Yeah. So please don't be alone in your room and suddenly you don't speak. Yeah. So I will.
Where is the help button?
Somewhere there. If you use the, I don't know, how can I show it in my, it's supposed to be help button. Or if you are in WhatsApp group, Miss Elita, you're in the member, right? Text me in the WhatsApp group, Mr. Dennis, I don't have any partner. So
I don't have any problem, but
okay.
I just...
Right. Because before Miss Pira had the problem, yeah? You had...
Yes. Yeah, my partner is not there.
Yeah.
But I think the UI is different with from you and from the just normal user, yeah. Because yeah, we don't.
But I believe there's a help button because my students do that. But you do it if you are in breakout room. So if you find right now, you cannot find it.
I cannot find it for now.
Yeah. So that's
in my
why it's
breakout,
somewhere.
there's three people.
Sorry?
In my breakout room, there's 3 people.
Yeah, Miss Elita, because sometimes only one. So it's an odd number. Maximum 3 lah. It won't be more than 3. I can try to, yeah, I hope this won't be more than 3. So let's recreate the room. Please tell me if you're already with this partner. Miss Pawantina will be with Miss Jenny. Mr. Acep will be with Miss Elita. Miss Isti will be with Miss Urin. Miss Aisyah will be with Miss Elvira. Mr. Febri will be with Miss Reni. Mr. Nabil will be with Mr. Fatur Rahman. Mr. Torik will be with Mr. A. Kurniawan. Miss Jovita will be with Miss Ifa. And I will join in one of your room. I don't know. Let's see later on.
Where is Nabil?
Imam Fahan Nabil. Yeah. You are with Imam Fahan Nabil.
Okay.
Anyone else with the same partner before? No? Okay. Since this is the second one, you have 15 minutes to talk with your partner. Start from now.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Fatur, I give it back to you, Mr. Fatur, to choose the new
Oh
moderator.
yeah. Okay. So at the end of the session, we have to choosing a new moderator and presenter for the next meeting. Who want to be the volunteer here? Maybe Miss Isti, you want to be a presenter for the next meeting?
Miss Urin, do you also want to be presenter, Miss Urin?
Miss Urin.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Denis. Actually, next week I have something to do.
Okay, I thought that you want to be.
I cannot prepare anything.
Miss Isti, then Miss Isti, yes.
Miss Isti,
I just
how about
find the right topic first.
Sure, Miss.
the next meeting, Miss Isti?
Maybe I will be like you,
Moderator.
Mr. Fatur. Not
Moderator.
presenter. Yeah, just moderator.
Okay.
Mr. Fatur will be the presenter then.
Wow.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Okay. I will prepare for it for the next meeting.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. It's all done. Thank you for Mr. Dennis. Yeah. For the presentation, and thank you for all to have joined the meeting. I hope we can see on the next meeting. Okay, thank you very much all.
Have a great night.
Assalamualaikum
Bye-bye.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night.
Good night. Thank you
Good
very
night.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great